Hey, how you doing? How you doing? My name is Kirk. At least that's what I go by. It's all about K.I.R.K, keeping it real, and that's what I do. I'm one half of the notorious two Bougie Brothers, and what we do is we review, taste cognacs. And I always try to wonder, how did I ever get into cognac? Because it's something I never did before. One of my coworkers, my battle buddy, comes to me and says, "Hey man, do you drink cognac?" I was like, "Yeah, that's something I really don't do. I'm a beer guy. You know, that's kind of my vibe. But you gotta try this cognac." I was like, "Look, man," I said, "Dude, cognac's not something I do." I was like, "I don't drink liquor. I don't know nothing about it." I was like, "I'll just stick to what I know." He was very adamant with me. He goes, "The reason that you don't drink cognac because you never had good cognac." And I was like, "What's good cognac?" Because everything I ever had is about the Hennessy, and that's just about it. He goes, "There's a far greater amount of cognac out there that you could really use and get taste to. What type of cognac do you like? Do you like VS, VSOPs, XOs?" I don't know nothing about that. All I know is whatever they gave me, people get a shot of Henny and Coke. That's your problem. You never had good cognac. He goes, "I want to introduce you to something that you never had before." And my buddy name, who's the other half of, two Bougie Brothers, I call him Macaroni Tony, also known as Old Dirty or ODB, or Jumpmaster too. That's another name I call him. It's a game changer for me. It blew my mind. We went to a place not too far from where we're at, and we bought a bottle of called Batch Gabrielson or the Age. I literally have never had a cognac that tasted anywhere as good as that. To me, that's the holy grail. That's the gold standard for me when it comes to tasting cognacs. And I have had other cognacs as good as that. Probably not actually, but I have had other cognacs that are almost as good as that. I tell you that to start my adventure in the cognac world. I started figuring out what the different ages were. That's one thing that nobody tells you is what's the difference between the different types of cognac. It's something that I had to go out there and learn. You can read about it. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there about it. And if you ever met to a true cognac enthusiast, they will quickly share exactly the things they love about drinking cognac. That was my introduction to the cognac world. What I started doing is I really got in detail. I said, let me read about what cognac is. I didn't know if it was, what kind of spirit it was. I honestly did not know that cognac was made from grapes. So the way I equate it is kind of it's a high class wine to a certain extent. But cognac is wine. It's made from grapes. There's 3 different types of grapes it's mainly made from. Louis Blanc, Fleuche Blanc, and I can't remember the third one off the top of my head. Really what makes a cognac is 2 things. One, it has to be actually made in Cognac, France. Yes, Cognac, France is actually a true place. I did not know that. I just thought cognac was the name of the spirit. Really, cognac is a brandy. So you could say, all cognacs are brandy, but not all brandies are cognac because it has to come from the cognac region. There's 6 different territories or crews or what they call them, or regions if you want to use that name, that all cognac must be made in. You have Grand Champagne is one of the crews, Petit Champagne, Finbras, Bon Boys, and Bois Ordinaires, and then you have Borderies. So those are your 6 areas for cognac. If the grapes do not come from there to make this spirit, then it cannot be legally called a cognac. So it's strictly regulated by the AOC, which is Appellate d'Ordinaires Control. AOC is the agency that certifies legally what is qualified as a cognac. The good thing about cognac is most of them are brewed right at an ABV, alcohol by volume, of 40%. Every now and then, you'll find a cognac that's a little bit above the 40%. You'll see some 43s, I've seen some 53s, I've seen some 56s. But most cognacs are traditionally, ABV is right at 40. It's called the ODB. ODB is what the grapes are turned to. So what they'll do is they take the grapes, they press them, and it's double distilled. And then the juice comes out. And that's what's called the eau de vie. The French, they call it the water of life. They take the eau de vie and they put them in barrels. And there's only 2 types of barrels that can be used to make cognac. They'll put them in the barrels and they'll let them ferment over a length of time. That's where the different types of cognac come in. You have one called VS, which is very special. That's cognac eau de vie that's put into those barrels and it ferments at 2 years minimum. Then once it goes from 2 years, if they keep the eau de vie in a barrel for a longer amount of time, it gets to 4 years. Then it becomes a VSOP. You would think it means very special old pale, but no, it stands for very superior old pale. Aged up 4 to 6 year time frame. And then XOs, which is kind of my specialty. That's what I really enjoy drinking, are 10 years and above. Primarily, the cognacs that I like to enjoy and that I buy and that I collect, and I'm an avid collector of cognacs. Majority of my collection is XOs and above. Now, do we have things above XO? Yeah, of course. They have XXO, which is a little bit older. Then you have hors d'age, which in French, I believe, is beyond age. So it's something they said, hey, this is older than your typical thing. Batch Gaberson hors d'age, which is I really enjoy. The actual grape that's put in there, that's distilled, is between age of 60 years and 90 years old. I have bottles of cognac. There's one I recently acquired. It's a Batch Gaberson, but it's a different type. It's a master's blend, and we'll talk about master blends one day as well. They have ODBs in there that date back to the 1800s. Once you really start understanding what your palate is, what you like, what you enjoy, you'll actually start going out there and you'll be getting cognacs, if you can find them. They have from different growth areas. Some people tend to always go for the Grand Champagne region, so that's Petite and Grand Champagne. They call it the first cru. A lot of people drink primarily those. Me, I will drink cognacs from all 6 different regions. Hennessy is known for blending several of them. One of the ones I'll be reviewing today, let me see, I have it down here somewhere. The Hennessy Master Blend number 5. It uses ODVs from 18 different distilleries, and it goes through all 6 crus. And the ABV for that is 43%, but we'll talk about that as well. So that's what cognac is. Cognac is basically grapes, pressed down, double distilled, ODV, put in barrels, and put in there anywhere between 2 years minimum, all the way up to who knows how many years to get the extra old cognacs. Of course, as you might know, the older it is, the more expensive it gets. But I'm here to tell you one thing for sure. I've never, ever drank an XO and had a hangover. It only takes me literally about an ounce to really feel good and really enjoy the taste of a good cognac. I would definitely recommend to anyone, if you have opportunity to become a cognac enthusiast, please do. Over the course of this time that I'm putting together this series of videos, there's some things I want to focus on to share information. Of course, the first thing I want to share with you in future videos is meet the other half of two Bougie Brothers. He's a super taster. Old Dirty is probably one of the most profound and knowledgeable cognac drinkers I know. He understands it intimately, inside and out. He understands the different types, the different brands, the different years. There's over 250 different cognac distillers. Primarily in America, what people focus on really are the big 4, which probably 90 to 95% of our cognac sales. We're going to do a series on where we'll talk about more in detail what cognac is. We'll talk about the growth regions and the different type of soils which the grapes grow in, which defines how the grapes come out in the taste. We'll talk a little bit about the cognac region itself. One thing I've been blessed to do, me and ODB and a couple other really good friends of ours, we take an annual trip to Cognac, France. We'll physically go to Cognac, France, and we'll sit there and we'll visit some of the different maisons. I've been to well over 30 or 40 different cognac houses. Of 256, 257 cognac houses. We tend to go back again this year. Something called a road trip. I call it a bro trip. We'll get out there and we'll just have a good time. I've been to most of the distilleries, the big ones. So the big 4, and that's another special we're gonna do one on the big 4. So the big 4 are Martell, Remy Martin, Hennessy, and a bottle which I don't have here for display today, which would be Courvoisier. We've had an opportunity to actually visit all 4 of those maisons. My favorite tour of the 4 was probably Remy Martin. They're very thorough, very deep. They did me right the first day. When you first sit there, they literally put you on a plateau overlooking the vineyards, and they start you out with a cognac cocktail, and they explain to you who they are and what they do. But we'll go more detail about that later. We're definitely gonna sit there and talk about the different 4 cognac houses, what they do, what makes them unique, and things that you want to try. Something else that I really want to bring to your attention, me and 2 Bougie Brothers, me and ODB, is we'll bring you some lesser known houses as well. There's some houses they're nowhere near as big as the big 4, but they're still quite substantial. Camus is very big, Passat pretty big, Batch Gaberson, those are big houses. Oh, Baron Otard, of course. That's where Doucet come from. You guys all know that. We did a blind taste testing there. They paired stuff with chocolate and nuts, and that was pretty cool too. But we'll talk about that as well. Some other houses that you really want to look at too is Batch Gaberson, which is our favorite. I don't care how many times we go to Cognac. We're going to visit Batch Gaberson. We go straight to the source, and I will always replenish my bottles of Batch Gaberson hors d'age, and I also get their they have plenty of different XOs and specialties there too that you literally can't, it's hard to find. Last time I went there, I was actually about a couple of bottles of cognac, and the only place they actually sell them is Cognac France and they sell them in up north in Norway. Norwegians like their cognac too. So the biggest buyers of cognac are Americans, primarily African Americans. We get down on some cognac. Asians, the Asian market's huge on cognac as well. And then some of the Norwegian countries are the other big consumers of cognac. Now, if you ask a French person how much cognac they drink or what's their favorite cognac, the average French person, they don't drink cognac. I would say 95% of all cognac is consumed outside of France. That's the gist of my cognac journey, how we got to where we are and where we're going. Something else I like to bring out to eventually in some of these videos is the people of cognac. Once you go to Cognac France and you start building the distillers, the people who brew it, the master brewers, the master blenders, you meet a whole subset of just uniquely qualified and phenomenal people. We went to Dalaman, met a lady there. She loves talking about Dalaman. And Dalaman is also in Cognac, France. So in the Cognac region, Cognac is a city, but also you have Jarnac, which is another big area. That's where Courvoisier is. But they love to talk about their cognacs. So it's kind of weird. If you ever meet a person who has a dog and you got walking your dogs, two dog lovers get together, nothing they like more than talking about their dogs. Them sniff each other and talk. Cognac people, same way. People who actually get into cognac and start understanding cognac, they love to talk. Just recently, I went to London. They have an international cognac show called the Cognac Show. It's on Glacier Hall up in London. They do it annually in March. And it was one of the best events I went to. It costs, I think, £50 to go for 2 days worth of tastings, unlimited tastings when you get there. Because cognac people love to show their wares and love to talk. When I introduce you to the people cognac, it's the only place I've been, the only group I've been with where you actually, the people who make it, sell it. You'll go to an international cognac show, or if you'll go to visit cognac, and you'll sit there. There's a phenomenal young lady named Claire. Last name starts with a B. I can't, Bermitz, I believe it is. She was sitting at a table, and she said, "Hey, would you like to try my cognac?" Absolutely. Cognac for me? Yeah, I'm down. It's free. So I went there. I had her cognac, and it's Prunier. It was excellent. It's something I had never tried before. Okay, I said, "How long have you worked there?" And she goes, "Well, my dad owned it. It's a family business, and most cognac maisons are family businesses. Like Hennessy goes back 8 generations, and it's handed down from family member to family member." And she was actually the owner, her and her sister. I think her sister's name was Alice. They're the owners of Prunier. Here she is at an international cognac show, giving out samples because they don't do it to make money. They do it because they have pride in their family business. They do it because they have pride in their product. They do it because they believe in what they got to believe in. And the crazy part about it is when you start meeting all these people, the people of cognac, they all know each other. I don't know if they went to high school together, they're the same yearbook, I don't know. They're together. And what they do is they share products. And what most of them all do is they sell their ODVs to Hennessy, Martell, Courvoisier, and Remy Martin. They can't produce all the cognac they sell, but they will buy those grapes and they'll give them, they'll sell them to those vendors. They all know each other. But I really want to do a special on the people of cognac. Max and Sophie, they're a brother and sister. They own Cognac Expert. You can find a website if you ever look for it. You'll send them email. They'll Facebook you. They'll talk to you because they like talking cognac. They'll tell you about their product and what they do. And it's just great. Not only am I buying spirits and tasting spirits and enjoying spirits, I mean the people who produce the spirits, who are willing to share their spirits, and not even to put their name out there to make money. They do it because they just have a firm fix and faith and belief in their product, and they want to share what they make with the world. So join me on this journey to cognac. I'll probably talk your head off. I get nerded out about it, but I think it's a great product. It's great. It's something good. And the reason I call myself bougie because I don't mess with a lot of VSOs and VSOPs, but XOs and up, I'll get down with because that's the stuff that really goes good across my palate. Well, thank you for joining for that. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, hey, please leave questions and comments. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Share your ideas. If there's a product you want to review, please let me know about the product you want to review. Like, subscribe. I always want to say that. People always say, like, subscribe. You can if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. But like, subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to. Because at the end of the day, all I really want to do is share my passion for cognac. ODB wants to share his passion for cognac. And we look forward to your concepts and ideas. Thank you.